Welcome to Voice of the People, and we're going to get right into it. We're going to talk about some comments and things that we talked about last night, and we're just going to go into our conversation right off the dome. And as we were coming in before we hit the air, we were just talking about last night we had a heated conversation, and the meat of our conversation is
Was it heated?
It was heated. It wasn't.
You just like drama.
No, it wasn't drama. It was actually a thought-provoking, heated conversation. It was a conversation that was needed.
Well, y'all tune in and check it out.
Tune in and check it out. It was a good conversation. But one of the conversations and one of the questions, one of the persistent questions, and we can ask it today, and it was asked to us as we got off the air, where are we today compared to then? Have there been any, and we're gonna get into some comments, but have there been any advancement? Has there been any movement? What is the difference? What is the change?
Go
ahead, Dr.
Go ahead,
No,
Dr. V.
no.
I want you to go ahead.
Ladies first.
Please go, because you know I'm gonna go in.
I was saying, of course, there's been change. I mean, we have so many black owners now, people, because, you know, you try to say that black people don't own anything. That's not true. There's a lot of black owned or black business owners now. Black people are happy. I mean, you can't put everybody in one box and say there's nothing great that has happened. Now, I'm not saying that we have arrived.
Right.
You know, but you have to give some acknowledgement to some of the progress that black people have made. I mean, we just had a black president, so how are we going to say things haven't changed?
Well,
I'm just saying. I'm saying.
I got you. I give you that accomplishment. I give you that acknowledgement.
What? No. Wait. Before you do that, and a female, a woman for vice president, a black woman.
Oh my goodness!
I'm just saying.
Hey, can I get some cognac
okay, go
behind
ahead.
this?
Come on, let me take my glasses
off. I'm really
so
gonna
I can
need
see what you about to say.
You finna see what I'm about
ahead.
to say. You said we have really progress, right?
Come on.
And we have really made the strides, right? But we're still fighting the same fight. Let me start right there. Second of all, if you sit down and let's look at it. Let's look at it on a whole scope. Let's look at it on a big scope.
Go ahead.
Before the segregation, we had our own. We had everything that you say we got now, we had then. Mm-hmm. We had our own little spot. We was thriving.
Well, you have a little spot though.
No.
You going for a bigger spot.
First and foremost, you got to start small to get big. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we had our own little spots. We didn't have to worry about any of that. Mm. But Martin Luther King decided, hey, we need to go over there versus stay where we was at. If we would have stayed where we was at.
Blaming Dr. King.
No. I mean, I'm just going to be realistic. Everybody want to say Dr. King was the foundation of the... Something. Oh, now you want to huff and puff. No. Now you want to huff and puff. When the truth come out, you want to huff and puff.
We are not blaming
I'm going to ask you a question.
We are not blaming
Let's be
one
realistic
man.
about it. Before all of that segregation, did we not have our own area? Did we not have our own shops? Did we not own our own property?
Yes.
Did we not own our own stuff?
Yeah, and that's actually correct. That is true. But
so we own that before then. I mean, before now. I'm just. Hey, we're just gonna be real about it.
Things have changed.
What changed?
I'm just saying. I've already talked about it.
What changed? Because we still in the same rut that we was in back then.
You in a rut.
No, you is too.
Yeah.
Just because you own your own business
that
don't mean
ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm just saying I don't feel like I'm in a rut.
Hey, see stats. Am I correct though?
You see, you always got to get somebody to go on your side. Come on here.
I'm gonna get in this conversation right now, but Doc V, I want to make a correction, and I want to correct everybody that there's a misnomer in the history of America. Barack Obama technically was not the very first black president.
I knew you was. Why did I know you was going to bring that up? So go ahead and educate the people. But my point is acknowledging wait.
Okay.
That even a whole bunch of white people voted for. So that's why I'm saying we have to acknowledge that we moved. I don't care if it was from A to D. We moved.
We haven't moved to D.
We're not in the same place
we haven't even moved to D.
Just because you wear shackles. Okay.
No, I don't wear no shackles.
I'm just saying.
We haven't moved from D.
Do you really feel like nothing has happened? I mean, be honest.
If you look through
you said, make it make sense.
I'm finna make it make sense. If you look through history, if you literally understand the history, we was in a better position when it was desegregated. We was in
segregated when we were in segregation.
Yeah.
Yes.
we was in a way better position.
Yeah, we be getting
Nah.
that twisted up.
Nah.
Segregation
They
is
segregated.
segregation. Segregated is separated.
There's a flip
We was in a
side
better
to that.
position.
There's a flip side to that, E, and you are right. Our economy in our black neighborhoods in our black community was a striving community, but the problem was we had capped. We were at a cap.
We wasn't at a cap. I'm gonna tell you why we wasn't at a cap. I'm going to listen.
Yeah,
I
I'm
apologize.
Okay, y'all
I
go
apologize.
Yeah. No. I'm gonna tell you why we were at cap. Now I'm not saying it couldn't have changed and it couldn't have grown, but we were at a cap, and this is why I say Black Wall Street. They were not expanding past that Greenwood area. They were not going to expand past that. So there was no way that the other communities were going to let them expand past that. So we were capped at that time. And I'm not saying that time couldn't have changed and we couldn't have grown, because not only there was Greenwood, there was at least 35 other thriving communities in the United States that was just as equal as Greenwood at the time. Greenwood is just the only one that made the history. But again, I say we were capped because our growth would have been stagnated to a certain point, because there were certain people that was not going to let us expand. We could have continued to grow in our own community, but we would have been capped into our own community. Not saying that when time had come, we might not have been able to expand, but I'm saying at that time frame in which you are speaking, we were still capped and we were still limited. But I'm gonna let you have your
because you see my face,
Yes.
right? Because at the end of the day, it takes time to grow, right?
right.
So if I'm growing and I'm steady growing and I'm steady progressing,
But other communities were growing exponentially faster and
man,
greater than.
can I finish?
Yes, go
I'll
ahead.
let you. I didn't say a word.
Okay, go ahead.
As we grow, slow. Have you ever heard of the saying "slow money is more money"?
Yes.
So at the end of the day, I don't care how slowly we grew, long as we're growing. No matter what it is, we have to continue to grow. We gonna continue to grow because first of all, who we are. We suffer so much. We're gonna continue to grow. We're gonna figure out how to grow. Just like now, we're figuring out how to maintain who we are as a culture.
You know what? All of that.
Dr. V, hush. Please be quiet. Please.
I'm listening.
No, I'm telling her to be
gonna let
quiet.
you make your
But
point.
I mean, let's make it make sense. We are to continue, regardless of what we're going through. We still have the fight and the momentum to still try to press through. Am I correct?
Yes.
So guess what? Have we been in that same mind frame and not been okay? We need the grass is green over here. We need some of that. If we would have stayed in our spot, guess what? We've been keep growing, and we've been bigger and better.
I'm gonna let Doc V answer it, and then I'm gonna give
I'm
you
not
some.
even gonna answer. What I'm gonna do is rebuttal.
Okay, go ahead.
No.
Because this here you go.
But
Okay,
No,
I'm
no.
sorry.
I get what you're saying, and it sounds beautiful. I love it. I wish that I could experience that. Honestly.
But you can't get your mind frame outside of where you at.
That's not true. What I'm saying is what I experience from my own people, and I see even today. I mean, to me, I see people wanting to be separated and not united. So what you're talking about and what you're standing for, it sounds beautiful, and I love that. But I'm not seeing that.
And hold on. Because I'm gonna go with you on this, Doc V, and I'm gonna let you get yours, E. Because yes, and we got to talk about our parts and our failures in which we did.
Yeah,
now,
we
when
have to.
Greenwood and all these other communities were destroyed and taken away from us throughout history, there was a problem with that. We didn't go back and rebuild those. What happened? There were still people that left those communities that had that same drive, that had that same idea. What happened? We didn't continue that legacy, and that was a problem, and that's still today. We don't take responsibility as we don't continue that legacy. And Doc V said that to a point that even today. And we mentioned this last night. So many of us got an idea over here and an idea over here, but we don't bring the idea full circle and bring it right here. But think about it, and I'm gonna let you go. But there were still people alive when these communities was taken. They didn't take up the mantle to rebuild these communities or restart these economies that was in our community.
Yeah, and I kind of think, why you playing with stuff over here, tearing up the people microphone, I kind of think to me, that when we started talking about, like you were talking about, building up or the community, etc., I'm saying when I look at us, what I'm talking about is I see people pulling apart. I mean, I could take it just straight in the beauty salon industry. You know, all of these suites back in the day, people would gather in the salon. Sisters would come together in the salon together, having good conversation, sharing good stories, helping raise each other's children in the salon. Conversation together. Now everybody, it seems like we have more of a competitive spirit nowadays. Back then, when I hear all of that about Wall Street, all of that sound good, but it sounded like they had a different mindset about working together and being stronger together.
And I'm agree with that.
We are
But
not doing that today.
Come on, I just want to hear your thoughts because there was still some people that was there. So why wasn't the mantle picked up from there?
You right. I'm wrong.
I'm not. This is not a right or wrong. I'm just asking your opinion.
This when he forget what he was going to say.
No, I ain't forget what I was
Come
going to
on
say
with it,
because the
then.
funny part
Bring
about
it.
it, like she said, it's the mindset. We lost that mindset because the simple fact, what the slave owners did to the strongest man?
They're broken.
My point exactly. So if I break this community, I break this community, I break this community, where the mindset is at now? If we build it, they're going to take it. So if we get to the point where if we build it, we're not going to let them take it, even though everybody fought for theirs, for their community. Everybody fought for their community, but it wasn't the point didn't get to the point where, okay, now they took it, let's rebuild it. So we have to have that mentality. We have to continue to fight and get to the point where people are tired of fighting. So why fight? Let's just conform.
Okay, now listen.
You get what I'm saying, Clint?
Yeah.
Okay, now look. Before
I'm
you
with
go
you.
there,
Come on. Listen, I'm listening, Dr. B. Hey, can I get some cognac, please? Because this is about to be a bunch of BS.
you about to have some tea with V. So what's in your
Yes,
cup?
yes,
Listen. So okay, so I'm gonna keep it really real, and I'm
Okay.
gonna keep it unapologetically black at this one moment. Okay, then
Hold
we can go on
hold
the other side.
No,
Now
I'm
listen
gonna
to
need
this.
you to be that all the time.
But let-
if you're
let-
not
let
gonna be
it-
it all the
come on,
time,
come
don't
on,
do it
E.
now.
Let
If
it
you're not
speak.
gonna
Come on,
continue
E,
to be
bro.
unapologetically black,
Let
don't do it
speak,
this
E.
time.
Let her speak.
No,
E.
get off my beard.
Let
I'm
her
gonna
speak,
need you
E.
to keep doing it.
Let her speak. E.
Mhm. Okay,
Okay, so I'm just trying to imagine this black world. What you're talking about, the picture you're painting.
Okay.
So, okay, now I want you to imagine the people that's missing from this black world. So if I got to look and be around my people all day, and this is it, and y'all too, y'all black men, I'm saying, what y'all gonna do with the white women?
What?
I mean, I'm just saying, how you
Next,
going?
I'm done with this one right here. We done with this conversation.
No, we can't be done right
yeah,
there
because first
this
and
is,
foremost,
No, this is what's popular
Wait.
today. So when you start talking about that,
You
and how
you
things
asking
should
me
be,
you asking me about
you
that?
talking about we
Do you
should
really want
stay
to? You really want?
separate.
You really want me to ask? you?
yeah.
First and foremost, if it ain't got melanin in the skin, can't touch it.
Yeah, but you're not acknowledging the whole situation.
No.
I'm saying when you saying that, if we speaking about cultures
if we was
being
in,
divided,
if we was in
you
our
just
own,
wiped out a whole lot of
if we was in our own,
love.
if we was on our own, since you want to go there, that wouldn't even be up for a
Yes,
discussion.
it would. You
No, it
would
wouldn't. I'm
still
gonna tell
have
you
the
why.
same appetite.
No, I won't. No. You no.
I think that's gonna be a whole nother show.
That's a whole nother show, but
But I'm just saying
no.
because he keep on trying to
Because
say,
here's- guess
and
what?
all
Yeah.
the black people
I'm
don't
gonna
want
ask
to
you
be
a
just
question.
with black people.
Hold
There's
on.
a lot of black people that want to
Hold
be.
on. Here's the funny part about it. Hold
Can
on.
I answer that? E. Hold your point. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Here's the funny part about it. You asked that question, and here's the beauty of this. You talking about the white women?
I love them.
Okay, whatever.
Hi, family.
Okay, but at the end of the day, guess what? If my son sees literally black families together, I mean literally, my daughter sees black families together on a consistent basis. What they gonna look at and what they gonna affirm to? Because simple fact, guess what? My thought process is this: my mama black, my grandmother's black, my sister blacks, my aunt's black. I don't see nothing but that in my
You're
space.
saying a lot of
in
stuff
my
that
space.
sound good.
No, it don't sound good. It's reality.
No, it's a lot of brothers around here with black mamas and black sisters.
Hey,
I mean, and that's gonna be another show. I mean, you have a point, but
no, she don't.
here's
No, she
can
don't.
I finish? But
sorry, I apologize.
Here's where. And we're going to move to the one question. I think this one question to take us out, or one comment. But here's what I'm saying. Doc V, you said not everybody the black wants to be black. That's one of our problems. That's an internal problem that we have.
Well, you said something I didn't say, but I like it.
But
So yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Some
So,
people that's black
like,
don't
don't
want
wanna
to
be
be black.
black.
They
That's-
feel cursed.
yeah, yeah.
And then, but so
That's
mine to be clear, mine was that everybody that's black don't just want to be around black.
right. I got you. But still, that there's some blacks that don't even want to be associated with being black. They don't want to act black. They don't think they're
There's no
black.
acting black. Let's start there.
Well,
No,
being
you
black.
be looking out your window like, oh Lord,
Yeah, but
they getting ready to move in over here
But you
across
know,
the street.
in everybody that is your skin is not your kin. They're not in
not
favor
your
for you.
friend.
They're not in. So that's an total problem. And with that brings us to the one comment that we had. There was a comment came to us off air, and the question was,
You mean the one you want to share because you don't want to get into those other ones.
yeah, we're not gonna get into the one.
right.
But this is a very prevalent one. It asks, who is the greatest enemy to the black community right now?
Want me to answer that one?
I knew,
Yes.
Or you want to answer?
no, I knew you was ready for it.
We are. We are our biggest problem.
It's not just black people.
No. Hush.
I'm gonna hear your point, Dylan.
Mankind.
We are our biggest problem. I'm gonna say why we are our biggest problem because the simple fact we don't know how to trust one another.
I'll give you that. I'll give you
Hands
that.
down. That's our biggest problem. We don't know how to trust one another.
You saying something now?
So at the end of the day, if we learn, I coach basketball. And our biggest thing is whoever's on the court with you, you got to trust them. You got to be able to trust to pass the ball to. You got to be able to trust they're going to make the correct shot. You got to be able to trust they're going to make the right pass. And that's where we lack. That 5, if we put you on the court, you got to trust each other.
That's a great
I
analogy.
like
I'm feeling
that
Keep
because what
preaching.
you saying is you got to trust that they want you to win.
My point is
So if we want each other to win,
we got to trust each
I
other.
like it. I like that.
And it's hard for us to trust each other because we have the lack of trust of the fact that, guess what? And I'm going to be quite honest, and I could care less how you take it how you want it, but enjoy your night. That's how the white man had programmed us to not trust each other.
I can give you that.
So at the end of the day, guess what? We got to go back. We got to be on that 5 on the court. We got to trust each other.
Yeah, that's a great
I love
analogy.
that.
That is a great
Not
analogy.
gonna touch that one.
Yeah.
We for sure got to trust each other.
Sure. And I don't think trust is one of the key factors because without trust you cannot have unity.
There it
Without
is.
trust you can't have unity. But also, and we spoke about this, as you use the analogy of the basketball court, we can use any sport. We can use football, but there's always a person that takes the helm that makes everything flow. The point guard. Let me get you a point guard.
Man.
Your
Boy, you finna make me start preaching here. I'm about to tune up and take the mic off and put the ear
ahead.
hand to the ear.
Come on with it. Which one of y'all gonna preach?
we need a point guard in our community.
Exactly.
We need somebody to bring it up. And then not only bring it up, they need to have that whole vision of what everything's going on.
How it's gonna
so they
move.
got to know where you are. They got to know where you are. And even though you're in that space right now, I got to anticipate where you're going. I can't just expect you to stay there. So I got to anticipate where you're going. I got to, your shift. When somebody block you, I got to anticipate that you're going to come around that pick. I got to anticipate everything you're doing to move it forward. And then when I pass it to you, if you get to a point where it's not conducive for you to move it forward, you're the center. You know, back in the day,
Reset.
centers didn't shoot 3-pointers, but
Reset.
reset. You can't get it. You can't get it to where you need to be. So you pass it to somebody else, and they got to go around for a while to figure out what's going to be the best move after that.
Y'all doing it, ain't y'all?
But that's the
But
problem.
wait, and I'm catching it because in order for them to catch it and be able to receive it, that means they have to be focused and paying attention. They got to be woke,
Yes.
so that they can receive that and then take it to the next level.
Right.
So everybody got to stay in the game.
But- No, don't be quiet, but I'm just
I'm
saying.
gonna break. I mean, yes, I have to break it down. No, in basketball terms because that's what my mind frame is.
I got you.
And if y'all watch the Chicago Bulls back in the 90s, they ran a simple offense called the triangle offense.
Right.
So whoever moved, wherever spot they was at, they was in a triangle no matter what. And was a flowing situation.
Right.
And our community need to go to the triangle offense.
Okay.
So we could flow fluent.
We can go all night with this because I got another analogy. It's going to stay
Okay,
basketball. It's going to
okay,
stay
I
basketball. Keep going. Keep going.
And that's the thought process we don't have because it's the lack of, like I said, the lack of trust.
Right.
And everybody got to play their position and their part in this. Yes, you have a point guard. The point guard is your off the court coach.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we gotta be able to trust the point guard gonna make the right call,
Right.
gonna make the right play.
But-
But being that we don't have that trust, and then
We don't
then
have a
on
point
top
guard.
of
We're
that,
all point guards.
no, I mean we do have some point
I was
guards.
getting ready to say y'all gotta
Hold on, we do
identify.
got point guards, but here's the thing about being point guards. A point guard is not just a leader; he knows how to follow.
Right. I'll give you that.
So, yeah, everybody wants to be that leader, but nobody wants to follow.
That's so true.
So at the end of the day, you have to learn to be, you know, something. Tommy Hogan, I'll have to give you a shout out for this one. He always when he put me as captain, the track came my sophomore year, and I'm sitting there like, how did I get this position? He said, every great leader knows how to follow even
That's true.
better.
That's true. That's true.
So at the end of the day, if you want to be a great leader, please understand how to be a better follower.
Yeah. And
Period.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and I'm gonna hit you with you hit the Bulls
love
in
it.
you hit the Bulls in the '90s with the offense, but there's a flip side to this too. We also got to be UNLV in the '90s and be that amoeba defense, where we got to know where our opposition is.
Exactly.
And the amoeba defense, and it was like that. When the ball moved,
You shift.
everybody shift to encompass where the area where that ball is.
Exactly.
So when in that transitioned into their offense because it was a running gun offense because once they realized what the offense was doing and they stopped it defensively, they took it and ran with it. So we have to, as you said, we can have this conversation. It's a good conversation. I'm glad we got it. So we gotta play the whole game. We can't play one side of the court. And as you're saying, we look at in Doc V. I'm gonna go back to something you said earlier about businesses, and he had the counterpoint. Yes, we have gotten to some points. We're in the game,
Yes.
but are we playing to our fullest capability?
Absolutely not.
Are we scoring at every opportunity?
No.
That's what E was trying to say. Is that we're in, but we're scoring regularly, but we're still not scoring enough. They're shooting threes, we're shooting free throws. So they're always going to be a little bit ahead of us. But if we turn the game, if we learn the game, we play the game, we do the game, and we stop just playing offense or stop just playing defense, and we play the whole game, and we operate in that fashion. We have to be complete, but we have to realize and we have to think about what game is being played. We can't play basketball
when they playing football.
when they playing football.
And that's-
Absolutely.
well,
and
see,
I
and-
think that's what I definitely agree with that. I agree with everything y'all saying, but the facts are what they are. You have some people that's on the couch. You know how you hear people say
Monday morning
there's-
quarterbacks?
Well, no, when they say there's certain people that want to know what happened, and some people make stuff happen, and some people don't know what in the world and don't care.
Right.
I'm saying we have too many people that really don't care what happened and what's happening, and we got a lot of people that don't. I'm serious. They
'Cause
don't
they
care if
complacent.
anything happens,
They-
and they're not trying to make
Yeah,
anything
because
happen.
they
So they just
complacent.
sitting back.
They sit back and complacent because I'm comfortable where I'm at.
Yeah,
and that's
so-
that's scary right there.
It is.
and I
Because
see that in a generation, and I'm like, it is scary. But hold your point, E. And I want to pinpoint this because I was just talking to a gentleman about this, and Eric was right. When we stopped owning and manufacturing our own, we went into the factories because the factories gave us stability and gave us jobs that was constantly paying us in our mind instead of us So I know this guy, he retired, I think it was from Goodrich, and he was there forever. And now he has the complacent idea that, Ain't nothing gonna change. I done made mine, and we got that, and that's another problem that some people don't want to finish the race. Some people, they get to.
That's exactly it.
But go ahead.
I mean,
Period.
well, you're right. Nobody want to finish the race, but at the end of the day, when we was in our own space, in our own,
You're gonna put us in there.
yes, Dr. V. I mean, you talking about you're gonna
ain't
put us in
going
there.
in there.
But here's the funny part about it: when we was in our own space, we was millionaires. We was rich.
You know how many millionaires we have now? I mean, we still have
Hold
we
on.
have that outside of the
Time
state.
out. Flag on the play. Roughing the fights. Automatic 15 yards. I'm finna hit
Roughing
you
the fights. I like that.
Well,
I
you
like
better
that. We gonna have to use that one. We got to
give
use
me
that one.
some-
Roughing the
what day we
fights.
playing basketball
Roughing the
or
fights. I
football?
got
Roughing
you.
the fights. We going
What I
15.
need, some gear?
No, because here's
Give
the
me my
funny part.
helmet, 'cause
You talking about how many millionaires we have?
I'm just saying you-
Hold on. Hush
Okay,
your
go ahead.
mouth.
Come on
you
now, man.
talking.
Come
you-
on, here.
You doing a lot of this.
Come on.
You should be quiet. But a lot of millionaires we have now. Guess what?
What?
They're not doing anything to mobilize our culture.
Mm-hmm.
Now, back in the day when we had when they considered millionaires, they mobilized and moved the culture
Yes.
forward. These cats ain't not moving the culture forward. They're so busy. Oh well, I got mine, or they hobnobbing with this person and this person. Like I said about the government,
Yeah.
instead of saying, okay, let me put some game on XYZ so it could trickle down and understand what we're doing and how we maneuvering. But no, they would rather, hey, they got a Bentley, they got a Lambo, they got
Right.
this, and guess what? Now we so brainwashed where, oh, I got to get this Louis Vuitton satchel, I got to get this, all this bull crap
Yes.
where half of that stuff they get is fake, first and foremost. Second of all, it's given to them. So why are they brainwashing us coming up, I got on Louis this, or I got on Versace that? Bruh, I could take you to the spot where they go get it down in Atlanta.
yeah.
We can go, and you might see half of them in there.
Well,
But
yeah.
but
Well, you going into the Exodus?
Yeah, my point is
I'm just saying.
But here's what we're saying. And what we're talking about, the posing question or comment that we had was, what's the greatest enemy to the black community right now? And we're saying we do have to take responsibility at some point. And I said this in a show previously. The Hispanic culture, the people that are migrating from Mexico, they said they're going to build a wall. They said they've been trying to stop. They did everything they possibly could to stop them from getting to America. But the determination of these people, they said build a wall, whether they climb over it or
climb
go
under
under it. We don't have that thought, fortitude, or that desire right now. Mm-hmm. We see these barriers and we know they're not going anywhere. So why aren't we digging tunnels? Mm-hmm. Why aren't we building ladders? We just keep going to the wall, and some of us got to the wall and just sat on the side of it and said, some of them they took the brick wall away and put a fence where we could see the other side and we could stick our hand through and we get a little taste of that freedom. So we like, oh, we there. So, but we need to really, we know the obstacles are not going anywhere. We know the obstacles are going to be here. We need to find a way to tunnel under or go over.
Or just go through it.
Or go around, go through it. That's where we are. That's where the complacency has come from, where he was talking about. People still today, there's people that walk from Guatemala. Listen to what I said. Walked from Guatemala to try to get to the United States. They got to the border, they said they couldn't get through. They got over here. We need that. We need that fortitude.
We need that determination.
We need that determination.
We need
And
that
it
fight.
starts with what?
It starts with us.
I'm saying, what's our move?
Unity.
What's the next move? Okay.
Unity. We got to get together.
And you know something? That's the key word.
We got to get
need
together.
to become unit. One accord.
Yes.
One sound, one band.
Yeah, there we go. So,
Speaking in tongues in here.
Yeah, and we can continue, because the fact of the matter is we can truly blame the system because it is the system there, but we can't just blame the system and not do anything. Faith without works is
That's
dead.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, we could blame the system, but first and foremost, first person we need to blame. You know something? How you ever did? Somebody ever told you point one finger, you got three pointing back at you?
Yes.
So we got more fingers pointing back at us than we got pointing at somebody else.
That's where we are.
So that's where we at.
And we could be here all night, but we thank you for joining us. We're going to ask you to join us tomorrow. We're going to have our pastors here tomorrow. They're going to give us a good Bible study tomorrow. Truth of the matter. But before we leave our people, what do we always tell them?
Always protect your mind.